Hey guys and girls, I'm James and welcome to my channel. Today we're taking a look at another Holystone drone, the Holystone F181W. And this one is this price point on Amazon right now. And usually at this price point, you don't get a nice bag like this one, but this one comes with a really nice bag. It's got modular batteries, comes with a really cool remote, and it's got some of the best lights I've ever seen on a drone that's under $100. I mean, this thing really lights up cool, and it's really easy to see which way is the front and the back, and you'll see that when I take it outside and fly it in a minute. But Holystone's got a lot of drones in this price point. They've got Holystone HS110D, the HS200, the HS120, and then the two foldable drones, which is the HS240, and their newest one, which is the HS260. So how does this drone compare to all those other ones? Well, let's take it outside and fly it, and then I'll come back in and I'll show you how to use the remote and all the functions of the drone, and then I'll give you my final review. All right, let's try that again. Speed button's on one side, flip button's on the other. Don't flip it as soon as you take off or it'll do what I just did. All right. All right, I didn't capture it on video, but as soon as I took off the first time, I hit the flip button instead of the speed button. So they're not labeled on top of the remote. So try to remember that the flip button is on the right and the speed button is on the left. Because if you take off and you just hit the speed button, it's going to flip over. So the first time you fly your drone, don't just take it outside and fly it around. What you want to do is put the prop guards on and fly around indoors in speed 1. Just hovering around to make sure up and down and right and left and the yaw's working and everything. There's been a few times I've taken a budget drone out and threw it up in the air and it just flew away because I didn't have everything functioning right. Oh my gosh, this thing is so much fun to fly. It really is. It reminds me a lot of the 110D. It's really fast and it's got 4 different speeds. Most of them have 2 or 3. This one's got 4 different speeds. I love the lights. You see the red ones are in the back, the blue ones are in the front, and then you got that really bright one in the front. And it's sunny today and there's some good wind outside, so it's fun to fight the wind. And on this drone, you can't really take it out past line of sight. Maybe 60, 70 yards, 100 yards would be about as far as I'd want to push this thing. But there's no latency in the controls whatsoever. It responds immediately. This would make a great second drone. You want your first drone to be the HS210 or some mini drone. Yeah, see how far I'm pushing that out? I mean, if I don't know what I'm doing and it's out that far, I don't know which way it's going to go. And then you try to look down at your phone and look at your camera and what it's doing on your phone, and by the time you get it figured out, it's too late. So don't push it past the limits of what your abilities are, and just work on your skill set. Don't just aimlessly fly around. Try to practice different maneuvers and stuff, and it's a lot more fun if you have an agenda when you're flying the drone. But I wouldn't push it out very far. I read about flyways, but I really think it's new drone flyers pushing them past the limits of what they can see, and then they get confused and then it flies away. Here's a couple of pictures I took with the drone. The color saturation's pretty good. They're not bad. The video is not very good at all on any of these type of budget drones. It's shaky and almost worthless, but it does help you practice how to get photos with the drone and try to get some cinematic shots by flying it around really slow. So let's go inside and fly it around for a little bit. So as you can see, it's a lot louder inside, but it holds altitude really well. So this is in speed 1, and of course you can practice this, spinning it around and flying around spinning it, but you can't roll it. So when you're outside, don't just turn it left and right and fly around. Try using the roll. Especially that'll make it bank into a turn and turn much faster, and it'll make you a better pilot. But this is how you want to start inside, just flying around really slow, learning what the drone's going to do, try to learn the controls. And again, these are brushed motors. They are not brushless motors. Brushless motors are 2 magnets spinning inside of each other. Brushed motors, they have gears. So if these props hit the wall or something like that, it can break one of those gears, and then the drone's almost worthless because it's really hard to replace those gears. So the more I fly this drone, the more I'm really impressed with it. The battery seems to last a lot longer than what I thought. I mean, I'm getting at least like 12 minutes, and that's flying it pretty rough outside. I haven't really tried to run a whole battery out on the inside. So I'm going to really go over all the aspects of this drone when I sit down. Sometimes I just go over them really quick, but I really like this drone. I think a lot of people are going to be impressed with this thing if they get it. So if you get it, let me know how you like it. And let's go over all the different apps and features and how to get it in the air and get it to bound and bind and all the different aspects of this drone. All right, guys, let me start out by saying Holy Stone always makes really nice cases for a lot of their drones. For a drone being right at $100, this is a really nice case. It's got an arm strap, a handle, zips up, and it has this strap that secures everything. It has a nice pouch up here. It's going to come with the bag. It's got extra props. There's screws in there, and the charger. Yeah, there's little screws right here. And guys, these props are labeled, so the angle attack on them is different. See, they're labeled A and B, and they tell you the direction. Comes with the charging cable. And what's nice about these batteries is there's no big clunky charger. You plug it in here into the USB, and they are 450 milliwatt amp batteries. It comes with 2 of them, and you can actually detach this camera. And when this drone first came out, it didn't have modular batteries. It had the old ones that you used to have to plug in. So it's nice when they upgraded this a few years ago. It's got really nice lights, probably one of the best lit up drones you'll ever find. Prop guards on the legs, we'll put those on in a minute, and a clip to hold your phone, and then the controller. So it all packages very, very nicely. All right, let's see what she weighs in at. She weighs in at, with prop guards on, 159 grams. Like compared to the HS440, which is at 172. So how much is 159 grams? 159 grams is about the same weight as a medium apple. Oops, wait. It's about the same weight as a medium apple. All right, so these prop guards, they just snap on just like that. It'd be really easy to pull off too, because it's got a little tab that you can pull on. The legs just slide right in. When they slide in, if you're going to take them off, you just push on this right here to get them to unsnap. And you can change the angle of the camera. The red light's in the back, the blue light's in the front, and this light right here will really help you with the orientation of the drone. So on the controller, it comes with this piece. You got to push real hard to get that in there, but this holds your phone. So the controller takes 4 AA batteries. So on the controller, it's not labeled on the top, but this is your speed switch. So if you go outside, if there's even a little bit of wind, you want to go to the top speed. And over here, it'll do 360 flips. I mean, 360 flips are fun, but I think they really burn down the battery faster than you want. Over here are your trim buttons, and what trim means is that it's not a GPS drone, so it doesn't use satellites to hold its position. It does have altitude hold built in. So if it seems to be drifting to the right or to the left, push down on this until it seems to get stabilized. It takes a little bit of practice, but you'll get the hang of it. Then here's your photo button to take a photo. And then this one starts your video, it starts the video. And then this one is your takeoff and landing button. And this one, a short press, is supposed to be returned to home, but it's not a GPS drone, so it doesn't know where it was. A long press puts it into headless mode. Don't ever use headless mode. Headless mode takes away the orientation of the drone. And the whole point of buying a budget drone is to learn how to fly it. And what that means is, like, if it's sideways and you pull it back to you, it's going to come back to you sideways. So you're going to teach your subconscious how to fly incorrectly, and then it's hard to learn back the way. A lot of people get upset with me for saying, don't use headless mode, but I'm going to stick to my guns on this one. So if this is your first drone, you may want to make a pre-start checklist, because there's 2 different things of connecting the controller to the drone and setting the gyros. So to get it, so when you turn the controller on and you turn the drone on, that doesn't mean they're connected. The way you get them to connect is you go up and down on the left joystick. So you go up and down, and now it's connected. And then to set the gyros, what that means is you face it away from you, make sure it's on a flat level surface, and then you push down and to the right, and it'll beep again. Now the gyros are set. So every time you crash it, you want to keep resetting these gyros. What that does, there's a gyroscope in here. So if you're not on a level surface and you set the gyros, the drone's going to think that this is level. So make sure that you have it on a flat surface when you set these gyros. So you can press the takeoff button to take off, or you can pull down and in on the sticks. And you can do this with most drones. And that starts them. So now you just go up on this and it'll fly away. But if it seems to be flying towards the pond or it's going away from you and you just want it to fall out of the sky, you can pull down. Emergency stop is down and to the out on both joysticks like this. And then they'll stop, even if it's flying in the air. So you can fly it without the app. You don't need the app to fly it. But if you want the camera to work, you got to use the app. And let me show you how to do that. All right, guys, I'm gonna fly it with my phone, but I'm gonna use my iPad to show you how to use the app. On page 19, you want to go to the QR code and point your camera at it. It's actually going to take you to the DERC FPV. But before you can open it up, it's a Wi-Fi drone. So be sure, turn the drone on, then you go to your Wi-Fi, look for Holy Stone. Now you can go back to the app and open it up. Now the camera's working. So you press this button to take a photo, or you can do it on the controller. Then this starts a video. You can see the countdown. This goes back and you can look at it. This is your speeds. I wouldn't use the rest of the app when you're flying. You can use the controllers on your remote, but you have to hook the drone up to the Wi-Fi to get this app to work. You can just fly it with the drone and the remote. All right, so let's come back for our final review. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching my review of the Holy Stone F181W. So what I think about this drone, I think it's a cool drone, but how does it compare to some of the other ones that Holy Stone has in this price point? Well, I think there's only two at this price point that come with these really cool cases, and storage is really important on these drones. You lose your batteries, you lose your props and everything, but this one and the HS260 it's foldable and comes in this nice little package. I think the 110D might still be my favorite flying drone at this price point, but the fact that this one has cooler lights, you can adjust the camera, still has modular batteries, and it comes in this cool case, and that's up to you. It's a toss-up between this one and the 110D because the storage is really important. Liked it a lot better than the 140 that I just got through reviewing. So next week I'm gonna come out with a video comparing all the Holy Stone drones and which one's better for you. All the way from the 210, all the way up to the 700 and the 720G. You're saying, James, I thought it was a 720E. Well, they're coming out with the 720G soon, but I can't release the review on this one until it's released. So stay tuned for the review on this 720G that's coming out. This one has a multiple axis gimbal. So if you want a nice foldable drone, and this HS260 is a really cool drone at the same price point, but this one also comes with a really nice case and it's a lot of fun to fly. So I put this one pretty close to the top of the list of drones that are under $100 at this price point. So like always, if you got something out of this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.